Welcome to Cat Chat, brought to you by Bengals, alongside a dressed-up Bryce Burge. I'm Pete Francis, and Bryce, the Wildcats hit the road this weekend at Tiffin, and they ran all over him.
Oh yeah, they just ran the ball nonstop. Tiffin, going into this, had the league's worst running defense. They're just bad all around on the defensive side of the ball, and the Wildcats really exploited them. Two triple-digit runners in Privatelli and Smith for the Wildcats. Solid offensive play by the offensive line. They really set up some big holes and some big rushing lanes. The wide receivers too. You know, we never really talked about how good these guys are blocking off of the ball, and these guys stepped up this weekend. Yeah,
offense looked great, and once again the defense fantastic.
Big stat by the defense: -59 running yards. Holy cow. A lot of those came from sacks as Young, their quarterback, was lying on the ground most of the game. The offensive line has been big issues ever since Tiffin joined the GLIAC, and they've allowed the most sacks in the last 2 years. Also, you had some big names step up. DJ Oki, 8 solo tackles to lead the Cats, 17 Wildcats getting at least 1 tackle, and Eddie Knobloch had 3 interceptions, including the touchdown return to start off the entire scoring game for the Wildcats.
Now, this week coming up, Senior Day against Saginaw Valley. What do you think is going to go on in this one?
It's going to be a big one because the Wildcats, going into last week, had to win 2 out of the final 3 to have a winning record. Saginaw Valley can be a tough team when they want to be. Looking at them, they've had problems with organization and sometimes discipline, as they've been giving up a lot of late leads, which kind of plays into Northern's style of play with the whole fourth quarter making it their own. The offense is going to have some problems as they've got some really good secondary members, but if we keep running the ball, use the clock, and the defense plays like they should against an overrated Saginaw Valley offense, then I think it should be a good win. But again, they've got to come out and they've got to be ready to play. So we'll see what happens, and I think they can do it.
Yeah, hopefully the seniors can go out on a good note. Well, speaking of seniors, in this week's edition of Dan versus the Man, Dan Gualdoni challenges kicker Anthony Leandri.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dan vs. the Man. I'm here with NMU kicker Anthony Leandri. Hello, how are you today?
How's it going, Dan?
Oh, it's going good. Me and him are going to have a friendly little field goal contest here. Now, do you have any tips or hints for me?
Keep your head down and get off the tracks when the train's coming.
Don't know what that means, but okay. Just so we know, what is your career long?
I made a 49-yarder against Michigan Tech my freshman year.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm hoping to make 20 to 25 yards. So we're going to go give this a little shot. So clearly I'm not as good as a kicker as you.
You made that 40-yarder though. That's pretty impressive.
All right, now everyone knows the kicker has a very special job. Now how much of this is mental and how much of this is physical?
A lot of it is mental. A lot of it, it's probably about half and half. It doesn't matter how talented you are if you can't get yourself in the mindset that you have the confidence to make a kick or not worry about anything else that's going on or get flustered, then it doesn't matter how good you are because you're screwed.
Okay. Now, what's it like to make a field goal in a big moment? How's that feel? How's it feel to be that guy?
There's been a couple of times where I felt like that guy, and it's a really cool feeling. It's probably the closest you can get to scoring a touchdown as a kicker. Extra points are kind of blasé, but you knock one down from 40 plus when it matters, then you feel pretty good about yourself.
All right, so we're gonna go one last time just for fun. How far are we going?
However far you want to go.
You said your record was 49?
49 in a game, longest I've ever made in practice was probably 57.
Well, I clearly don't have that kind of leg, so we're gonna go to 49.
We'll go 50. We'll go 50.
Okay, we'll go 50, right down the line. You knocked that through, no problem. I, on the other hand, shanked it just a wee bit, So, thank you for being on our show.
Thank you very much.
This is an honor.
Go Cats, right?
Yeah, go Cats.
Go Cats.
So for another episode of Dan vs. the Man, this is Dan Gualdoni.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, I'll be joined by Sean Kelly to recap the weekend action from the NMU hockey team. Stay tuned.
Attention Wildcat fans! Vango's, the longest-running pizza parlor in Marquette, is a proud supporter of Cat Chat. Located on 3rd Street, Vango's is your neighborhood bar and restaurant with takeout and delivery. Open 7 days a week, Vango's specializes in only the freshest ingredients. From the dough to the pizza sauce made from scratch, Vango's uses the freshest vegetables for all pizzas, soups, salads, and specials, and has the best homemade food in town. Vango's, come taste the difference.
I just saved $44 on 3 of my family's medications with the MKS Prescription Saving Card.
Stop into your nearby Snyder Drug and start saving with the MKS Prescription Savings Plan.
Welcome back. Joining me now is hockey analyst Sean Kelly. And Sean, the Wildcat hockey team, entered this weekend winless, and they picked up 2 wins versus Ohio State.
That's right, Pete. The Wildcats came into the weekend needing big victories, and that's what they got behind solid goaltending and timely scoring. Friday night, they opened up the action with a goal from Tyler Grahn in the second period as he dangled across the defenseman and put it 5-hole through Ohio State's goaltender. Ohio State did even the score, but late in the third period, Gregor Hansen got his first goal of the season as he went top shelf and sent the Wildcats home with a victory. On Saturday, they came out fast. They opened up a 2-0 lead, but a 5-minute major for contact to the head to C.J. Ludwig led Ohio State back in the game with 2 goals in 21 seconds. Ohio State would take a 3-2 lead, but the Cats would battle back, and they got an eventual game winner late in the game from Marquette native Justin Florek for a 4-3 victory.
Yeah, Sean, it was a great weekend for the team, and now some of the freshmen are really making an impact.
That's right. You look at goaltending right now, Jared Careau for the Cats. He's kind of stepped up as your starting role here the last week. He had a great game Friday night and a great game Saturday. He had over 30 saves Saturday night. Also, Stefan Vigier playing on the 3rd and 4th line for the Cats right now. He has 3 assists this year, and he's a great energy guy to have out there. He'll give you 100% every shift, and it's great to see him skating.
Was there anything that surprised you from the weekend?
Yeah, the Wildcats, they've had penalty trouble all year, and they did find themselves in penalty trouble again this year, but they were able to kill the penalties off. Coming into this weekend, they were around last in the NCAA in penalty kill, and Ohio State was in the top 10. So to only allow those 2 power play goals in the 5-minute major over the weekend was a great step forward for the Wildcats penalty kill.
Well, next up for the Cats is a trip to the Sioux where they take on Lake State. Now, this is a place where they had some struggles last year.
That's right. They lost both games last year in the Sioux, and the Lakers took back the Capo Cup. The Wildcats are going to be looking to come out strong. Lake State did have a positive series against Miami last weekend as they tied the Saturday night game. So it's going to be a tough game. It's a rivalry game. The emotions are going to be high, and it's going to be an intense atmosphere in Lake State. Hopefully the Wildcats can keep their momentum going forward and come out with a couple of wins.
Yeah, let's hope so. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Bryce Burge will rejoin me to recap the rest of the weekend action. Stay tuned.
Attention Wildcat fans! Vango's, the longest-running pizza parlor in Marquette, is a proud supporter of Cat Chat. Located on 3rd Street, Vango's is your neighborhood bar and restaurant with takeout and delivery. Open 7 days a week, Vango's specializes in only the freshest ingredients. From the dough to the pizza sauce made from scratch, Vango's uses the freshest vegetables for all pizzas, soups, salads, and specials, and has the best homemade food in town. Vango's, come taste the difference.
Welcome back. Rejoining me is Bryce Burge. Now, Bryce, volleyball was in action this weekend. How'd they do?
They split. They got swept down at Northwood. When we played them last time, it was a really close game, and Northern was able to close out each game pretty well. But it was just the other way this time down there. Now, on Saturday, they were able to regroup. They were able to defeat Lake State in 3 sets. So it's a good, positive way to go into this big upcoming weekend, as they'll go down and play 3 teams from the GLIAC South, all very good teams, including the #1 team in the GLIAC, Hillsdale.
Now, the swim team, Bryce, had their first home meet of the year.
Yeah, a great win over Hillsdale, 152 to 137. This was the first home meet in over 2 years for the Wildcats. It was also the first meet for the new coach and the new coaching staff here, and she was able to get a big win. And the team looked solid. They looked ready to compete, and hopefully we can get back to what swimming and diving was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, now speaking of solid, the NMU soccer team had a pretty solid win this weekend.
A 2-1 overtime victory over Michigan Tech. A great game. Both teams came out to play. It was a big rivalry. This is the first time that the rivalry game was held here. Dana Stevens put in the game-winning goal. She got that with an assist from Carrie Buckle. 2 seniors on the team that went out. Dana Bush had a great game and goal, too, for Senior Day. It turned out a lot better than what happened last year at Senior Day, as these guys are ready. They're playoff bound, as they will be hosting a Thursday quarterfinal match in the GLIAC Championships against Ferris State, which is kind of the reason why I wanted to wear the face paint, is because Tuesday at 2 p.m. in the outdoor fields, everybody needs to be there if they can be. With Senior Days coming up, and both football and soccer being on Saturday, volleyball last week, this is the time where we really need to step up. I mean, we don't get to be seen as fans very often, even though that, like how much we love the teams here, going out and doing all this great stuff. We don't get to show what kind of fans we are to support our team. So right now, I'm asking everybody at home that's watching this to try to make it out to the soccer game, try to make it out to the football game this week, because it's going to end up in a couple of Wildcat victories.
All right, let's hope so. All right, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of the show. For Bryce Burge and the entire Cat Chat crew, I'm Pete Francis. Until next time, go Cats.